How you going, people? Woo wee! Good Texas sunrise there. Boys are fed. They're over there eating. Little donkey. The cows missed out this morning. I don't know where they're at. So they missed out, but the donkey and the horses got there. Hi, Bitchute! They're all fuzzy. It's about 24 out here. I'm gonna get this over here in this nice Texas sunrise. Got old Glory up there. Actually, that's the Bessie Ross 3%er flag. You can't tell because it ain't blowing, but anyway. Want to talk about a couple quick little topics here. I got a question. Let me grab my water because I forgot it. I got a couple questions about sanctuary cities, and I want to talk about that Dallas pension fund. I don't know if everybody's talking about it right now, but people ask, what's the benefit of a sanctuary city? Why do these cities do this? Follow the money. Sanctuary cities are big money. Electoral college, on the number of votes, California, I don't know, 50 something. I think Texas is 20 something, but I'm not sure. But if you look at the number of electoral votes that each state has, that is based on population. It's not based on American citizens. It's not based on voting, registered voters. It's based on population. So in the liberal mindset, we can't win with ideas. We can't convince people that we're right and good unless we keep the public stupid and ignorant. So the only way we can win is to somehow dupe the system. And liberals have figured it out, and they're masters at it, and they dupe the system by making sanctuary cities, sanctuary states, whatever you want to call it. They allow illegals, they allow anybody, they encourage the people that take, what I call takers, and they encourage them, their population grows, they get more electoral college votes, therefore they skew for their next voting to get their people in charge, to promote more liberal ignorance, to open up the borders more, to get more illegals who are going to vote liberal into more cities, like they're flooding Texas right now, they're flooding the southern states. I mean, open borders is a huge issue on how we're losing a country and how liberalism is flourishing and good American values is being pushed to the rear and being looked at as the bad guy. So always follow the money with sanctuary cities. There's also federal fundings. The federal government gives more money if you have so many kids, on welfare, because these illegals, when they make them sanctuary, they let them into schools. Then when they're in schools, federal government gives states money, dollars, for every butt they put in a seat. That's the only reason they enforce truancy laws, is because when kids stay out of school, they lose their federal fundings. So the schools want that federal money because they have become dependent on it, because that's what the federal government wants, is states to lose their rights, lose their control, become dependent on the federal government. I mean, the federal government and state government is the exact same thing as the citizens and any government. Government will always be about growth and controlling their power and growing and maintaining their power and influence. And so the citizens have to control their local and state governments, and state governments have to control the federal government, which they don't do. So that's what sanctuary cities do. It's all about money. Follow the money. Man, it's about 24 out here. I should put gloves on. I'm not too bad, but whew. Coffee's brewing, so I'm drinking water. So anyway, there's a big thing right now in the Texas Dallas pension fund. Pension funds have been just a huge market for anybody that wants to steal from other people. Anytime you get a pot of money that people can dip into for their own benefit and gain with no cost to them, that's a bad thing. That is the definition of a federal government. Federal government is nothing but a big pot of money that we seize from working citizens that they have no control over because we take it and then we can spend it for whatever we want. It's a big pot of money. That's why people who are millionaires are trying to get a job that pays $200,000 a year. Okay, if I'm a millionaire, I'm not working in a job for $200,000 a year unless I know I'm going to have access to, $1 billion, and then my millionaire status pretty much means nothing. So this pension fund in Dallas and all pension funds, and my pension fund is called CalPERS, California shit, I can't even think of it now. PERS, Public Employees Retirement System. So PERS is California, or Public Employees Retirement System. CalPERS is California Public System. It's not run by the government. That's the only good thing that California did, and don't ask me why, but the government doesn't have their fingers or control into the CalPERS retirement system, which is a great thing. You never want government. Government controlled Social Security, and what have they done? They've squandered it, they've borrowed, they've stolen, they've reached in. It became a big pot of money that was supposed to be a savings account for the millions of people that have paid in for it, and it turned into be a big pot of gold for crooked politicians that the people, the citizens, don't hold accountable. They let people go back. They keep voting for the same people. Just stop voting for incumbents. If we turned over politicians one term, things would change very rapidly, because they wouldn't be looking at what I can do because I'm going to be here for the next 10, 15 years. They would be looking at, I've got 4 years to do what I need to do, and then I got to go back out and live with what I do. So I don't want to make it so bad because I got to go live with what I do. But we don't have that now. You let them stay up there for 20, 30, 40 years, and then they don't have to deal with the problems they create. They don't have to live with it. They don't have to deal with it because they exempt themselves, they exempt their employees, they cut backdoor deals, they take, they pay lobbyists, they get money from here or there. So, but this pension fund in Dallas has become a big deal because the mayor took his own money and went and filed a lawsuit that prevented people who own their money. They had their own money in this account that they could take out and receive, and he went in and filed a restraining order saying you can't take out money. Now, in his eyes, and the board saying, well, we did it to protect it. And we had, anytime you hear that protection and we're doing, those are big keywords. So they're like, we had to protect you. You were going to break the fund. You were taking out too much of your money, and you were going to break the fund. Well, that doesn't pass the smell test to me. It's my freaking money. Why are you planning it, controlling it, or having anything to do with it? Oh, Rick, you don't understand. The government, they're so smart, and our elected officials are, they're only going to look out for our best interests, Rick. How can you think that elected officials don't get up there because of ego? They get up there for their own benefit. So if you're not following this Dallas pension fund and you're in any retirement system, man, you really need to pay attention, because that is, anytime you let the government have control or access to a pension fund, it's going to be robbed, raped, and pillaged, and it will not be around for long. They did it Social Security, they do it. I mean, if people just looked at government as, you know what, there's really not a whole lot of good that come from it, and they waste money, and they're always taking more, and they always want more, and they hire incompetent people for stupid things like affirmative action, equal rights. So they hire all these incompetents. It takes 14 people to do one person's job, and it just grows and grows and grows. And then you have to pay retirement and benefits to those growing numbers. And where does that money come from? Out of your pocketbook when you work. Government is never the answer. So, I mean, every time I go in a post office, it just frustrates shit out of me. I don't go there much. But when I have to go, it's just the epitome of incompetence, waste. They have a monopoly. Nobody can send freaking mail but the federal government. Nobody. They have a complete monopoly and control over it, and they still can't make a profit, always overspend, never have more than one freaking window open, have 14 windows that they probably pay $60,000 for a computer at each window, and never can have more than one window open. The employee behind there never knows what the hell they're doing. There's always a freaking line out the door. It's just the epitome of the federal government. And when you put them in charge of something, it will always end up like a stupid monopoly, just ignorant run, non-profit, we don't care, it ain't our money, waste, abuse, work slow down, who cares about customer service? Who are you going to complain to? If you go to the post office, you got a problem, you think you can complain to somebody? They don't give a shit. You don't hire them, you don't fire them. Their bosses are in some house in Washington as some appointee of some president who could care less about your complaint. So anytime you let the federal government run something, you lose the ability to improve or enhance that. And this Dallas pension fund is becoming a big deal around here. It's all on the news, and it's on the Drudge Report today, so it's making national news. But believe me, if you got any pension or you're paying your money to somebody to keep for you, and it's not just you, man, you better find out what the rules are, how they can stop you, because there was a bunch of firefighters and Dallas police officers that are retired that was going to take money out because they knew they were stealing and squandering and wasting it. And because they found out there was going to be a rush, they were going to lose $154 million in requests for people to take out their own money. And the mayor used his own money to file a restraining order to stop the people from getting their own money. But Rick, he did it to protect you. It was in national security. He wanted to save everybody. Man, key words. Pay attention, people. Man, my fingers are freaking ice. Woo! Texas sunrise. Woo hoo hoo hoo. Good boys. Where's my boys at? We'll end it with a little shot on the boys. Party matter, you're good boys. Dude, we're eating. Shut up. Get out the damn camera out of here. We'll end that there.